So as I did end up mentioning in the Forza Horizon 3 video, I had to jump on to Forza Horizon 2 on the Series X, guys, and kind of just play it a little bit and, see the differences or maybe try to notice them anyway. I do understand the game is not enhanced like 3 or 4, upgraded. So this game pretty much is locked at like 30 frames a second. I think someone was saying it's 1080p or whatever it is. But I gotta admit though, even playing on the Series X compared to a bare bone or, an older Xbox One, I still feel like the game is a little bit more crispy, and I really have no idea why I keep using crispy or crispiness as something I've been saying about old Forzas. But maybe it just be like that, bro. Maybe they really are crispy. Are we talking about racing games or bacon? I really have no idea anymore. But one thing I gotta admit though is I do think the game still looks very, very clean in a lot of ways. I was looking at some of the details of the cars, or kind of just racing around and looking at a few things, and I'm like, you know what, this game still looks so dang amazing for being in 2014. You guys probably saw the graphics video I did where I was talking about how Forza Horizon 2 really was ahead of its time. And funny part is, it still matches up with new games today. It holds up very well, which I really do think a lot of players would also agree. But I gotta admit though, playing on the Series X, I don't know if it's maybe me losing my mind, but I really do think there is some differences there, bro, in some areas, whether that's like the overall flow of the game or how maybe it's running even a little bit cleaner than how it was on the original Xbox when you're going faster, racing in certain areas. You could kind of see the game being a tad more smooth, at least I thought it was. And who knows, maybe being on Forza Horizon 3 than playing 4 and how they are upgraded, maybe I kind of think Forza Horizon 2 is actually looking a lot better, where it could be pretty much the same thing. And you know what, that could probably be the case, but I am still noticing some differences here of smoothness. One of my favorite things about the Series X, guys, is simply how fast everything loads compared to the regular Xbox One. I know that's not necessarily a thing you talk about graphics or any of that, but it does kind of give you a smoother experience knowing that you could load into the game and do basically everything in the game way faster than not having the insane loading time. So I gotta admit, having the SSD is such a big difference, man. It's kind of wild because I never really noticed it, and still, and from going from an Xbox One to a Series X like that, I do understand the PS4 had a regular HDD or whatever, and now the 5 has the SSD. But it's kind of insane seeing the overall like loading differences there, man. It's kind of wild to me how far that's actually come. But one part I did want to show you, although I was using the Lancia here, check out the coloring, man. It just Forza Horizon 2 always still makes me go, dang. It's funny because 3 was doing the same thing to me. Now, getting on 2, bro, I'm kind of just looking around at the lighting and the overall way the game looks. It really is crazy, though. But the other part, I was driving a Koenigsegg here in this race, and it's just, I really do love the coloring and the way Forza Horizon 2 is set up. Now, I don't know if I'm the only person here, but do y'all kind of wish that maybe some of the new games would go back to like the coloring style of Forza Horizon 2? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not have every game aiming for having the same type of color palettes, I guess so you will. Like go back then and have some crazy coloring to the game and all that stuff, and like look at how the old games were set up. Look at the new ones, and you could probably see a clear comparison of the differences of how one game was colored compared to like one of these. And I really do love the brightness and the overall feeling of, okay, well, we're definitely in the summertime here in Forza Horizon 2, bro. In a good way. I think it looks so dang bright and so dang colorful in a lot of ways as well. When the sun's coming down or it's coming up, you see the difference of like the cloudiness when it's raining, and the overall. It just really does go, okay, well, you could tell they probably aim to capture everything, and playing that on the Series X, you'll probably see more of those details. At least I kind of did. Again, maybe it could be like a placebo thing, bro. I have no idea. I did end up getting an upgraded capture card thingy, which I'm planning on getting a better one for Forza Horizon 6 and some other videos I'm planning to do as well. But the one I'm currently using, it definitely did make a lot more things clear to me, with like the overall HUDs and all that, and everything just looked better. So that could also be kind of a role, and then jumping on the Series X kind of just enhanced all of that in my mind more, I guess. But one thing I was kind of thinking about though is I kind of wonder why Forza Horizon 2 didn't get like an enhanced version or something like that. We all do know Forza Horizon 1 did end up getting the enhanced like kind of remastered type of thing to it, where it does obviously look better on the newer consoles. Forza Horizon 3 had the Xbox One enhanced thing. Then Forza Horizon 4 has the full-on upgraded Series X thing. I kind of wonder if maybe Forza Horizon 2 could get something. It is kind of odd how this game doesn't really have any of those, but maybe it just looks so good with the style it has that maybe it doesn't really need it, man. One part I wanted to show y'all, though, one of my favorite roads to cruise on, pretty much any time of the day. But right now in this game, you guys will see me in the R34 cruising down this main road with the sun shining in, the overall like tree line there. Then you'll see the mountains in the background, dude. I just love the way this looks so much, man. I don't know if, again, it looks similar to this on the regular Xbox One, but I also do feel like it's mildly a bit more clear to me on the Series X, just a little bit. I do understand the game is not, enhanced or anything, bro, but it kind of blows my mind how great the atmosphere in Forza Horizon 2 was. I feel like a lot of players would be like, no, dude, that was in the France or Italy part, and it captured it literally to a T, which is something I kind of really admired about this game. I feel like they really aimed at capturing everything really well, and they weren't trying to make it so, oh, let's go some weird, like, bland coloring stuff on the game. No, dude, they kind of made it so it was really unique in a lot of ways, and I really think they nailed that, and I would love to see it in a lot of new racing games. I feel like a lot of new racing games, if they were to take something out of that and really aim at being as unique as possible, I think, the games being different nowadays, not all of them looking the same, or a lot of the racing games having a similar tone to them, or, copying each other. I feel like if a lot of them really took their own route, I think that would be way better. Do you know how, like, Need for Speed is always the underground type of racing? And just imagine for a minute if Need for Speed was to turn into a festival racer when the next one comes out, if we get a next one. Can y'all imagine how terrible that would be, bro? Like, I don't want that. I like the game having its own identity, and I feel like a lot of the old Forzas really do. And I'm going to say something right now. I feel like the new Forzas also have their own identity, bro. Forza Horizon 6 to me, that one's obviously next. And I still think that game is probably going to be king for a very long time in the racing genre, at least until Grand Theft Auto comes out. And yes, we could say Grand Theft Auto is kind of on the line of, okay, well, that will kind of take everything over for a bit. The funny part about that is I do think there might actually be people out there going, nah, GTA is going to be a fail, or nobody's actually going to play it, bro. And I can guarantee you the overall anticipation behind this game, regardless of it taking a long time to make, which, let's be real, having a game that's taking longer to make is not a bad thing whatsoever. I think we could probably do more of that instead of rushing them out. A lot of people are wondering why Forza Horizon 6, for example, was 5 years instead of, being a quicker release. Well, they did pretty much have to build the engine and all that because they're obviously using the upgraded engine now, and also the game is only on next-gen consoles. So now I feel like the newer games might have a quicker release or something after that 5-year window there, which I think is a good thing, guys. Putting more time into a game like that, because let's be real, 10 plus years on GTA 6 is probably pretty dang insane. But that also makes everyone's overall, hypeness, but on top of that, like what they expect from the game to probably be higher than ever, which is probably a big thing. And I do think putting more time into games could be a good thing, because releasing a game half finished, well, we do have a lot of examples of that nowadays. For example, Test Drive, which is unfortunate. But going back and playing something like Forza Horizon 2 on the Series X, this game to me looks better than Test Drive on PlayStation 5, man. And to be real, it is so dang sad, bro. I literally can't even believe it that I even have to say that this game literally looks better than Test Drive playing this on the Series X. Like, it looks so clear. The car models look great. I love the way the rain looks. The cockpit view looks way more clear. The mirrors work. Do I honestly have to keep going, though? Because the fact that this game really is being compared to a game that came out a few years ago is honestly insane to me, bro. It literally came out in 2014, and it still looks better than some of the modern racing games we have nowadays, dude. That should tell you everything you need to know. But y'all know what, though? I do kind of wonder. Imagine for a second if Forza Horizon 2 got a similar upgrade or enhanced version like Forza Horizon 3 and 4 did. And imagine this game running at 60 frames a second at 4K, dude. Can y'all imagine that, bro? It would probably look wild.